We are very excited, and Tessa, we've got some questions here for you. And we're going to start easy, but we might get a little harder. Okay?
Let's dig deep. I love it.
Okay, so I think one thing we might want to start with is being a figure skater for all of your life, where beauty and aesthetics play a role. Do you ever feel pressure to look a certain way? And if so, how do you overcome that pressure?
It's a great question because there's such prominence placed on aesthetics for figure skaters, of course, because it's a judged sport, and we have to wear costumes, there's the hair and makeup, it's the complete package of telling a story. But I think that everyone faces that pressure now. There's this crazy, unrealistic expectation of how we should look and act and behave and what we should wear, and it can feel so limiting and constricting. And I think the way I just learned to balance that mentally was just to focus on the skill set that I had to offer. And I think about that even now. Sometimes I'll go into an event and I think, okay, maybe I'm not the prettiest, or I don't have the most to bring to the table, I don't have the most education, I don't have the best dress, but what do I have to offer? And it's amazing how powerful that can be. I think you can find your voice, you can find your strength when you acknowledge what it is that makes you, you. And on the ice, it was just that. We wanted our skating to speak for itself. We wanted to tell a story, bring people in, make people a part of our world, and it became so much more than what I looked like, or at least I hope it did.
Oh man, that was a great answer. I think maybe to build on that a little bit, like what is your definition of beauty and what makes you feel good in your skin?
To me, there's nothing more beautiful than someone who is unapologetically authentic. Someone who is totally themselves, and finding that can be difficult. It helps with age and experience and maturity, but it's also part of the joy of it. And I think the moment, as women especially, I see a lot of beautiful women in the audience today, but the moment we can learn that it's the things that make us unique, and it's our quirks and it's our differences and it's the things that sometimes make us feel insecure that actually make us more alluring and captivating. And I think just that trust in yourself, that shows, right? And what's the Audrey Hepburn quote about pretty girls being the prettiest, or the most beautiful, right? Happy girls being the prettiest.
Yes.
I think that shows through, and ultimately it just has to be about the beauty inside and what makes you a good person.
Oh, I completely agree with you. You are such an inspiration to so many of us. What are some, I think you kind of touched upon it with that answer, but what are some women who inspire you?
I feel so lucky. I grew up with 3 really strong women in my life. My grandmother, my mom, and my sister, and they're so fierce and independent and determined and ambitious. And I didn't know anything else. I admired them and I just wanted to be like them. And I think finding that sort of sisterhood and support amongst friends too has been really liberating and empowering in the last little while. It's something that I've been trying to nurture and cultivate. Now that I'm not training quite so much. And other women that are doing amazing things. Jamila Jamel is someone who I admire. Emma Watson, who's doing incredible things. I think all of those women who are using their voices and their platforms to talk about the important issues like you are today, Megan. I really appreciate you sitting down and having this chat.
Oh my gosh, it's my absolute pleasure, but thank you. Okay, so I'm going to ask you, I think, one more question, and then we're going to get into some of your fan questions that they wrote in. But you kind of touched on it, so you have a very hectic schedule. We're just kind of curious, what are some of your favorite things to do on your days off?
I love to sleep in, so any day I don't have to set an alarm is the ultimate treat. I'm a huge coffee lover, so like a bowl of coffee is probably not even enough for me, but that's something to look forward to. And if I'm trying to escape and decompress and sort of get away from the chaos, I love reading, so I can get lost in a book and spend an entire afternoon diving into a different story.
Well, I love coffee too, so now I know what I have in common with Tessa Virtue, which makes me very excited.
What's your coffee order?
If it is a Starbucks, it's a tall pike place, 1 milk, half a sugar.
Okay.
What's your order?
It actually changes almost every day. It's complicated to keep up with me, but I just had a flat white. That's what today's was.
All right, there we go. Okay, so I'm going to start with a question that came in from Rebecca DeSanto.
And these were on Instagram, right? I was floored by the number of people who reached out and actually asked questions. I don't know, raise your hand if you did. Thank you so much for taking the time. It was so much fun to go through such thoughtful and curious, I thought really poignant questions, things that I don't often get asked. So thank you for that. I'm sorry if we don't get to touch on it, but...
Well, we have some good ones, so let's see what we can cover. Okay, so I think this is a really good one, especially since you have a lot of younger fans. What's one thing you know now that you would tell your younger self?
I love that. I think I touched on it before about trusting your instincts, but that's something that I'm really starting to embrace and starting to recognize, that sometimes we have that gut feeling and we ignore it. And trusting ourselves, and I think when you have a strong moral compass, or you have a real sense of who you are, what you stand for, what your values are, it makes dealing with any kind of decision-making process that much easier. You sort of filter it through this lens of, okay, does this fit with the kind of person I want to be? And when you're younger, you're just, you're faced with so much pressure. And now I can't even imagine, with the added social media element of it all. But when you know what you stand for, I think that allows you to step into the world in a more fearless way. And when you know your intentions, you know that you're a good person. That's really all that matters.
Yeah, I would agree. I think trusting your instinct is definitely something that is important.
But it takes some time.
Yeah.
You have to make mistakes to learn that.
Here's a good one. This one came in from Alan AP. What motivated you to keep going?
I'm incredibly, in the skating realm, we'll touch on that maybe? Okay, I'm incredibly competitive, and Scott is too, so we were really well matched in that sense. We had a common goal and we knew what we were working for, but it wasn't always about winning the Olympics. It wasn't always about winning a world championship, but it was about being the best athletes that we could possibly be. And something that we've been really reflecting on lately, even as we prepare for our fall tour, is coming back to the why. So, sure, it can seem like ice dance is relatively insignificant. We're not saving lives, we're not doctors without borders, but how do we make it meaningful for those 4 minutes or for those 2 hours of the show? And one thing that we've really learned was that it's not the success, it's not even the medals, it's not the podiums. It was the work that it took to get there. It was the sense of overcoming obstacles and finding joy and fulfillment in that daily grind. Was so powerful and so gratifying. And often when we weren't motivated, those were actually our best training sessions, because we had to find a way to push through and be accountable to one another and find that strength, which then we used as our power when we were on the ice competing, because we knew that we had challenged ourselves and pushed ourselves to our limits.
Wow. I just think we need to applaud that. Amazing. We're just so incredibly proud that you're Canadian. We can talk about that forever. But what is one message you would like to share with your fans?
Oh, well, thank you. I'm so grateful. I think we've been able to really create and cultivate this special network of a fandom, so to speak. But I'm so grateful because they're really amazing people who care and are considerate and are generous and thoughtful, and who I feel have shared our careers with us. And not just in the skating realm, but now as we're branching off and trying new things. It's so humbling and it's so heartwarming that I have the ability to share so much of my story with so many people. And I guess what I would love to say is just that I see things and I read them and I read your notes and I get your fan mail, and I really appreciate it. It means a lot, probably more than you know.
Aw, okay. Yes, I agree. Maybe we can talk a little bit about beauty for a little bit. Maybe you can tell us a little bit about your skincare regime and any tips you might have for us.
I'm pretty minimal when it comes to skincare. My mom always taught me to do touch my face as little as possible. And now when I'm performing or I'm doing events, I feel like I'm constantly kind of doing makeup or heavy makeup when I'm performing. So I try and let it breathe as much as possible. Any chance I get to not wear makeup, I'm definitely taking it and capitalizing. And now I'm trying to embrace even just showcasing flaws or just owning those things too, and having fun with it. But moisturizing, I'm in an arena all day long, or on a tour bus or an airplane or in a hotel, so I just try and moisturize as much as possible and hydrate.
Yes, I think those are some good tips.
I'm not telling you anything new, but one thing I always do is take my makeup off before bed. It doesn't matter how tired I am or what's happened. I always take my makeup off. That's a tip.
That is a good tip. That's a good tip. So at Taylor84 wrote in and asked, what are your top 3 favorite Nivea products?
It's an easy one because there's so much to love about Nivea, but it's a hard one to narrow down. But I would say Nivea Care Sensitive. That's changed my life. My skin is softer than it's ever been. The lip balm, there's a vanilla and shea butter lip balm that I love, and I give to everyone, and I have in every pocket of every jacket and every skate bag and workout bag I have. And the Defense Day moisturizer. We were just talking about moisturizing. It's so critical, and it just feels so light and airy, and I love it.
I think I need to try the lip balm. I
haven't tried it yet. You haven't?
No, and then you had me at vanilla.
I know you want to eat it. It's so good. I love it.
Okay, yeah. Those were good tips too.
Well, I think we can talk to someone. Maybe we'll get you a lip balm.
Amazing. Okay, we've gone through a lot of things here, but do you have any fun summer plans coming up? This was asked by @SamMursky.
Well, next weekend I'll be at Osheaga with Nivea. Are you going? Oh my gosh, yay! Yay! I'm so excited. I think that's the ultimate Canadian summer thing to do, right? To be outside at a concert, at a festival, and I've experienced Osheaga once or twice before, and it's so much fun. I love that anything goes. You just feel so free and accepted, and it makes me proud to be Canadian at an event like that. But yeah, so I'm excited. Hopefully are you going to stop by the Nivea? Okay, all right, we'll see that.
Guys, we're making plans already.
Are we all collectively going to Osheaga? I think that's a good plan. Yeah.
Okay, amazing. So, Tessa, I'm going to fire 3 quick questions at the end here. And then basically what I'm going to do is when we're done here, we're going to invite you to get in line with the stanchions, and everyone has an opportunity to come up and get their picture taken with Tessa. Right? Okay, so quick questions. Tessa, I'm off to the beach. What book should I read?
Daisy Jones and the Six.
Ooh.
But I also just started The Lost Flowers of Alice Hart. Does anyone know that? So good. I'm obsessed. I've gotten nothing else accomplished since starting that book.
Okay, good. That's the perfect one to bring to the beach then. A very serious question. Vanilla or Napoleon ice cream?
Chocolate.
Oh. Okay, and you've toured quite a lot across the world, but this question is, which country/city would you like to visit someday?
Oh my gosh, that's a long list. That's a really long list. Greece. I'm trying to plan a trip with my sister to Greece.
Amazing. There you go. Okay, guys, I hope you enjoyed this. Yes, thank you.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. It's so nice to see all of you here, and I can't wait to connect and meet each and every one of you. So let's take some photos.
Yes, exactly.